Welcome to an episode of Oxygen Not Included, and today we'll be looking at the February update, which is a quality of life update, and there's some pretty good stuff in here. The general summary of it is they've changed the critter drop-off building, they've added a new airborne critter condo, the details side screen is simpler and contains new tools, bugs have been squashed, critter performance has been improved, and the tasteful memorial now features duplicant portraits, and they've added over 100 blueprints, the kind that are you get up here, the skins. But to go more in depth, for all versions they've added the new critter condo for the airborne creatures, which you find under food. They had recently added this critter condo. They've also added a water one, like so. And now we have an airborne one for our flying friends. It provides comfort to creatures. So it can provide for the puffs, gassy moos, and shine bugs. They also made changes to this here. If you click on this is the original. You can see that it says that this is from an older version of its game. So it still works, but not as well. So we will go ahead and get rid of that guy, and we'll look at the new ones. It has now been split into two separate buildings. We have the critter pickup and the critter drop-off. And as a sneak peek, you can see here this area all looks different, which we'll get to in a bit. But so you could choose the Drecos, and then you choose the max number. And if it's above that, they'll come and grab them. And then this is to choose what gets delivered here, and you can still change the max critters here. Then we have some changes to these guys here. As you can see right here, there's a space. This will be a portrait of the dupe who gets buried under it. This will only affect new ones going forward. Any that you had in the old saves will continue to not have this. But going forward, when a dupe is buried, they'll get a little portrait here. Another thing that they've changed is this. It used to store 150 kilograms, and now it does 1,000, as you can see here. So these hold a lot more, which will make them a lot more useful, so you don't have to just have rows and rows and rows of them. It has a much bigger capacity now, which I think will be quite the benefit. Another thing that they have adjusted, and it has to do with in here, you can change materials. So say you built it out of the wrong thing, you can go ahead and change the material. So you choose what you want, and then hit the rebuild. Someone will come and change that. The other thing that they've added is here in the blueprints, you can change the appearance, and you don't have to rebuild just to change the appearance anymore, which is quite useful. I appreciate that you can just choose that. You can also click here, which will take you into the supply closet where you can see more options. Reorganized detail panels tabs. So I think that's this stuff here. As you can see, you can check on the errands. Here you can track the properties, the status. But this is also very useful stuff here. They've also done something to the errands side screen for duplicants. They reduced the height of it. I think they're talking about this area right here. Another change has to do with critters. They will now prioritize eating out of critter fritters. They will now prioritize eating out of creature feeders and fish feeders if the food is available to improve performance. So they're not considering all of these other things on the floor. This will be their priority now. Another change they've done has to do with the dehydrated foods. It now counts as units in resources instead of considering the calories. They also did something when selecting an item in the build menu category. Types will no longer be shown for buildings that refer to themselves, like the spice grinder and the power station. Oh, they've renamed crown molding and corner molding into ceiling trim and corner trim, which will be useful to know if you need to try to search it up here. If you choose a creature and use the move to command, like so, that will now be considered a ranching task. A small detail, they've added a Dream Journal logo to the back of the pajamas for that story trait. So they changed the pajama cubby in the Somnium story trait from deconstructible to demolishable. Oh, they've added a copy settings button to the light sensor. That would be useful. Oh, these now have a slight positive decor to them. Oh, they've added copy settings to the manual generator. They've renamed this particular material right here. They've renamed it to Insulite, and it used to be called Insulation. They did quite a few things for the Biobot builder. It now has a side screen button to drop inventory. It will no longer request delivery of steel when it has been disabled. It will consume steel required for the Biobot whenever the body of the Biobot is complete instead of when it has been released. And the Biobot builder will reset the crafting progress of the Biobot body if the inventory is dropped mid-crafting. All makes sense to me. They've made some adjustments to the spaced out portion of the game. The star map will no longer zoom in and out when the mouse is not over the game window. Added a more descriptive status item for the star map rockets waiting in orbit for eligible rocket platforms. The storage tile rocket restrictions no longer prevent duplicants from applying the selected filter to the storage tile. And they have added a copy setting button to the Red Bull chamber. They've also added a ton of fixes, as you can see here. If you had some bugs and want to see if those are fixed here, this would be the place to check. They've made a lot of improvements for performance. A lot with creatures, auto sweepers, some stuff with the spaced out. Some of the errands have been improved for performance. Improved performance when unpausing and not viewing the expanded screen here. So if these are shut, it should improve performance a bit. They've done some things here in the supply closet. They've added a lot of new blueprints. I happen to have looked at this a day or two ago, so I did notice some of them. Like, I don't think these just generic recolors were here. Same with, I think, these and here. Some of it might have still been here, but I feel like some of this has been added too. I don't remember seeing micro mushers here. I remember looking at these guys though. I do think they've added these like dice and some more of these. I remember the cake one, I think, was the last blueprint in this category before. Some of these striped ones look maybe new. It's hard to say. I do think this frilly set might be new. There's like the top here, the bottoms, and then oh yep, there's frilly gloves and some frilly socks. So I think maybe that's a new set. I think some of these helmets might be new. But yeah, they've added 100. Oh, they've added new background in the blueprint screen for building categories. Oh yeah, I see. So these might be, some of these might be new. Fix some of the animations. Fix the wrong icon displaying for storage building. They fixed paintings being inconsistent sizes in the blueprint screen. They've also made some like minor adjustments, like one has a belt added to it. They changed the default pants for some outfits, better adjusted some tops to better overlap with skirts. Some shirts and undershirts now currently display as tucked into the bottoms. So those are some of the things they've added in the supply closet. So I hope you guys have enjoyed checking out the new change list. I love these quality of life updates. I'm looking forward to the next one, and I hope you guys have enjoyed checking this one out. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.